Hi, welcome to Heart Rate Fitness. So glad to have you with us here. And this evening I'm going to be showing you a little bit about how to set up your indoor bike. So setup is really important for the comfort and safety of each rider as you participate in these virtual rides together. Looking forward to doing that with you. So let's walk together through some of the key steps to setting up your bike for successful training. So two major things that you want to take note of is the seat height and the handlebar height. But you can also adjust the seat fore and aft. And then we'll talk a little bit as well about pedals and placement of your feet and just how the positioning should work out. So we'll make those adjustments here. Okay, to start with seat height, you want to start off as a good beginning point just at the edge of your hip. Just come to the edge of your hip and make the seat level with your hip. It's usually a good starting point. The goal is to get good extension from your leg, about a 25 to 30 degree bend in the knee when it's fully extended. So you don't want to completely lock the knee. At the same time, you want to get as much extension as possible in each rotation so that you get the maximum amount of power from each stroke and also to avoid any injury. So we'll start there. You can typically adjust the seat height by loosening a knob such as this one, and then you can adjust this up and down. And again, when you're setting that initial seat height, just start with the edge of your hip as a good starting point. Go ahead and lock that in so it's nice and snug. Okay, next, your handlebar height. Handlebars should be at least as high as your seat, maybe slightly higher. And the purpose of that is just to make sure it's really comfortable for you to lean forward without reaching too far, to be able to reach those handlebars comfortably. So I'm going to just adjust these up just slightly and then tighten to make sure it's secure. Great. Once that's snug, then the last step is figuring out the fore and aft position of the seat. So we'll talk about that here in just a moment. Next, let's talk a little bit about shoes, toe clips, cleats. Obviously, the more securely you can be connected to the bike, the better. And the main reason for that is you want to be able to get a full power cycle out of each stroke. So not just pushing down through the stroke, but also pulling up. And that helps you maintain good balance, but also gives you more power throughout the entire stroke. So I'm going to clip in. I'll start by putting a hand on the saddle, hand on the handlebars, and clip in on the left side here with my left foot. Once that's in there snug, then I'll go ahead and lift my right foot over as I step up into the seat. It's just good practice to make sure you're balanced and that you're well centered on your seat before you start to lock in that other foot. Once you clip in the other foot, now we can start to take a look at some of the adjustments we've made. So first of all, hopefully you can reach those handlebars very easily. You want a slight bend in the elbows, back straight, and you want your shoulders down to really stretch out those traps and your neck so that you don't get sore muscles after riding. And then the next thing you want to look at is your leg extension. So let's take a look at the left leg, making sure when the leg is fully in the down position or 6 o'clock position on the rotation, that you have about a 25 to 30 degree angle bend in the knee. Next, go ahead and rotate through 180 degrees so that your other foot is at that 6 o'clock position. Check that knee angle. Make sure that feels like a good extension, but not overextending. And then just do a couple rotations to make sure that you're not having to lean side to side in order to make that full rotation. That could indicate your seat is too high. Now let's take a look at the fore and aft positioning and setting of our saddle. So go ahead and bring your feet level and try to have those feet as flat as possible throughout each of the measurement checks. Now you want to take a look at your forward knee and make sure that it's directly above the ball of your foot over the spindle of the pedal. That will give you maximum power and also make sure that you avoid injury. And then rotate through and check the other side. If you need to move that knee forward, you can just adjust the seat position slightly forward or out. So let's take a look at how we would do that. So on the side of this seat is a knob that I can loosen. Yours may be set up slightly differently, but generally you can loosen these and then just shift it slightly forward or out, and then simply tighten that up. Great. Okay, now that that's secure, seat's not moving forward or aft. Again, I'm going to go ahead and click in that left pedal, make sure I'm nicely secured in there. Bring my foot all the way down so that I can lift up onto that, step onto that foot, rise up into the saddle, and then drop my other foot in and clip in. So hopefully you feel comfortable on the saddle. Hopefully the seat is nice and level and you feel comfortable sitting up upright. Again, tilting forward or rotating at the hips and making sure your back is straight, that your elbows are bent slightly and your shoulders are down. If that feels comfortable, go ahead and give a couple of rotations. Make sure your legs are feeling good and that you're not overextending your legs to reach through each of those rotations. Great, okay, now talking about heart rate fitness, that's what we're here to do, is work on heart rates and improve our resting heart rate. So a couple of ways to do that. One could be a smartwatch with built-in heart rate sensing, and sometimes those can connect to your indoor bike if that's a possibility. Great to do that so you can keep track of your heart rate, monitor that throughout the ride. The other thing that you can do is wear a heart rate monitor. Chest-mounted chest strap monitor is usually very accurate, so definitely recommend something like that if you don't have a smartwatch. Another way you can do it is simply take your pulse by just counting your pulse with a couple of fingers on the side of your neck, just counting for about a 15-second window, and then just multiply that pulse by 4. That'll give you your 1 minute full pulse. I suggest doing that once a day, either early in the morning or right before you go to bed at a consistent time. And just keep track of your average heart rate, your resting heart rate. And then also before your ride, during your ride if you can, and after your ride to see, how your body responds to the workout. So we'll keep these workouts fairly brief, but very impactful. And the key is just consistency. Your body will naturally build up more capacity over time, and you'll have more energy. So it's a great way to get fit, even if you're indoors, not have to travel very far. And I look forward to connecting with you on these sessions. Thanks so much for joining us for this initial session to get your bike all set and prepped for some of these future rides. Looking forward to riding together with you. Thanks.